if I remember.
Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's some serious. Where my girls at? We link up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Where my girls at? It's going down. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to 9 a.m. the Superstation. I am Sabrina Goodwin Monday with my girlfriends, Chrisette Ellis, Gloria Mayfield Banks. We're missing one today. She's out on some personal business. We so miss Katrina, but we know she'll be back here tomorrow. Girlfriends, welcome to 9:10 a.m. Superstation. We got issues with the force of friendship. 9:10 a.m. I'm telling you, we got a hot topic today. It is class in COVID. Our babies are being educated online, in school, some out of school. I'm telling you what, it's been a hot topic. Do we send them back to school? We got a lot of mamas on this line, so call in 313-778-7600. We're going to talk educating our babies in this pandemic. We're on our way out. We're sending them back. Some are saying, I'm not ready for them to go back, but we're going to talk about it. We have a principal who'll be with us in a little bit. But for now, Gloria Banks, who's in sunny Florida for the week. How are you?
I'm so happy. I'm so happy down here in Florida. I'm so happy seeing the turtles out there. I'm so happy seeing the lizards out there. It has been a joyful time. But let me tell you something else I'm happy about. We got a commercial. Y'all, we got a commercial on Talk Radio. I was like, wow, it is so cool. So I'm so glad that you guys have tuned in to WFDF 910 AM, the Superstation, where we are surrounded ourselves with incredible girlfriends who are not afraid to talk about we got issues. We're not afraid to be bold in your face. We're not afraid to bring up the current issues and the important issues. And I'm so glad to be here with you guys. I really want to tell you that as we think about each and every one of you, we think about together, we are so powerful. We're powerful in the celebration and we're powerful in the struggle. So we're glad that you're here with us today because this issue is an important issue. So I throw it on up to Detroit, Michigan, Chrisette Ellis.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday, Winning Wednesday. I am so excited to be here with my girlfriends. I absolutely love it every time that music come on because I get to be with my girlfriends, even though they are not local. It makes us feel like we're right here connected. And we're so excited about each and every one of you that have been tuning in to We Got Issues. We got issues. You know what, you guys, today was a self-care, self-love. We talked about that a couple of sessions ago, and today I did it. That's like, you know what, my nails are jacked up. My feet are jacked up. You know, I said, Lord, if my husband pulled the covers down and look at my feet, he gonna look at me like, girl, okay, I'm gonna need you to go get a pedicure. So today was about some self-love, and we hope that you are also giving yourself some love as well. And I am so thrilled about our topic on today. It is something that is so near and dear to all of our hearts, and I can't wait to meet our guest principal on today. And so I'm excited to be here, and I'm gonna throw it back to Sabrina.
All right. Well, to all of our girlfriends out there, our tribe, we've got a listening audience locally in the Detroit, Michigan area. We've got some guy friends as well. And so we're building our tribe all over the world because you know you can hear us on iHeartRadio all over the world. You can download the app, the 910 app, and find us there and listen from anywhere. I love that you can listen to our talk show, our daily talk show, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern, from anywhere doing whatever you're doing. but we're extra. Not only can you listen to us, you can also view us, okay? When the girlfriends talk me into this talk radio, I say, okay, that's cool. I don't have to do my hair. I don't have to do my makeup. We just talking. But no, that's not enough. They want to be seen. They got to see us. And so now every day, you guys, we are getting dressed because we like to represent.
Okay, so let's just talk real. Let's just talk real.
Feel better when you get up and get dressed. I'm gonna tell you, I'm grateful for this daily talk show where you can see us and hear us, because I'm gonna tell you, in this pandemic, I don't get dutied up every day of the week, but because we have this talk
but when
show,
she does get diddy up, her lips are amazing.
So, to our listening audience, we want to ask you, what do you want to know from us? What do you want to talk about? We want the issues that you care most about. And that's what we're going to talk about. We've been girlfriends for 30 plus years. And these relationships go deep. We have laughed together. We have cried together. We have mourned together. We have celebrated together. We do big business together. We've traveled the world together. You don't get to hear a lot of that piece of us because we're really talking about issues. But to our new audience, because some of you are just getting to know us, I am Sabrina Goodwin-Mundy from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Gloria Mayfield Banks lives in Ellicott City, Maryland. Chrisette Ellis is from the D. She is the first lady of a huge church, Greater Grace in Detroit. Everybody in Detroit knows Greater Grace and the Bishop Charles Ellis. They do a lot for the community. And we all know Gloria is a mega millionaire, has built a huge direct sales company. And that's how we all met, through our business. And so just know, Katrina Harris Earl, she's behind the scenes working today. She is smart as a whip. And she's married to an amazing man, and she resides in two places, the San Francisco Bay Area and Chicago. So, she has two homes. And so, you guys, we love getting to know you as you get to know us. It is 9:10 a.m., the Superstation. And you know what? While we're waiting for a guest speaker, let's see. She is on her way. Those principals, those educators, they are busy. Can you say busy? So we want to ask the mamas on the line, are you having in-person learning right now? Are you virtual learning? Everybody in the country is doing something different. I was talking to our guest yesterday, Lynnette, and she said, we've been back in school since January. Well, I reside in North Carolina, and it was just 2-3 weeks ago that the school districts went back pretty much all over. And many parents have the option to stay home. And so I just want to read a few facts about what's going on, you guys, in this world as we educate these babies. I was reading, and it talked about school districts struggling to find kids not logging on into virtual class. They are finding that the absentee rate has doubled since the pandemic, has doubled. And you know how serious that is, because as when I was growing up, we wanted to get all those stars for being in class, right? I mean, and we clapped big for those kids who never missed a day. I wasn't never one of those, because I always found myself a sick day, even when I was in elementary. Gloria, did you ever get that award?
Us not getting recognition when we were in school. If I was getting school right now, I'd be like, and I can't go every day to get my recognition? Oh my goodness, right. No star? Oh no.
It was a nationwide survey, you guys, that said the daily absentee rates in high school right now in the pandemic, 13%. Middle school, 11%. Elementary school, 9% absentee rate. More kids are missing 5. And it says that when you miss more than 5 days a year, check this out, it begins to impact student academic performance. Just 5 days. It begins to affect student academic performance. And so we want our mamas out there to, of course, call in. What are you doing with your children? Do you prefer in-person learning? Are you very comfortable with virtual learning? Call into 313-778-7600. This is The Force of Friendship. We got issues. And I believe our special guest, Principal Lynnette Dixon, is with us. Are you there, Lynnette? Let's see if we can pop her in. Hey, there she is, where she was in, and there she was out. Lynnette, come back to us. Out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. You guys, we go way back. She's a great family friend. But when I tell you she's a friend like family, but I have never met someone so committed other than my Aunt Joanne and my brother Greg and my grandmother, long list of educators who care so deeply about the children in their community. So we're going to get Lynnette back. She was there, and then she swiped herself away, or somebody did. You know, tech, live TV, live radio. She's coming back. But let's see if we have any callers. What do you think, Gloria, about the situation in the pandemic, educating kids? I'd love to hear from my co-host, then go to Chrisette.
You know what? I think the most incredible thing has been how important we have all now learned what a huge dynamic education is. When we found out that it goes so far beyond the education, when it implies how much, if you don't have school care, you have unemployment immediately. And therefore you have people whose income goes down. And therefore you have people whose whole life has been shifted because they have not, I mean, childcare is one thing, and that's a lot. You went from 4 o'clock to bedtime to all day. Then they eat more. So now your grocery bill has gone up, tripled, quadrupled. Then the entertainment factor. Then how you segment your house now. Some people have had to segment their houses differently. I mean, I think that we did not realize what a big component education is to everyone. And I don't have school-age children, but this has touched me in so many ways. It has consumed politics. It has consumed the government. It has consumed the conversation. So you guys, we are all tuned in at a much higher level than ever before, how much in-school learning or the choice of homeschooling has made on different people. So we have a lot to cover in this time. I'm very excited. Chris said, what you been thinking about?
Well, you know what I think that this pandemic has shown us is just how important teachers are. I mean, I believe that teachers for so long have been taken for granted. When you look at their pay as opposed to other individuals that are paying, and I know when you think about those individuals that are in sports, how much money they get paid. But when you think about our teachers, and you know what, I was listening on one of the talk shows, and they were talking about teachers and how teachers literally spend more times with our children than parents do. And so they are so instrumental in their lives. And so, you know, really looking at the inequity in the pay of teachers, I think that is absolutely another conversation that can be had. And then we talked a little bit about it yesterday, the digital divide. Now more than ever, we're seeing the difference between the have and the have-nots, those that have been able to get on virtually. And it wasn't a big deal because that's what they've been doing, as opposed to those that have, you know, did not have good internet and have had, I mean, I can't even imagine trying to do homework on a cell phone. And can you imagine in households where there are a variety of children at different stages in school? So you have somebody that may be in kindergarten, first grade, then you have somebody in middle school, but we only have one laptop. So what are we supposed to do if the school time is at the same? And so it's so many issues around, teachers, virtual learning. And then the last thing I'm going to say is, you know, think about all of the grandparents. Do you know that over 2,400,000 grandparents are raising their grandchildren? So we talked about, you know, grandparents and our seniors, not all of them are very astute at getting on the virtual world. So imagine if you're raising your grandchildren. I mean, OMG, Sabrina, it's a lot with this topic.
I know. Hats off to those, everybody who's out there fighting for those babies to make sure that they're getting what they need. I am just so grateful that I'm not in that category, that I did not have to homeschool babies in a pandemic. I'm just not cut out for it. I know who I am. I know how I am. And I don't think they would like me and I wouldn't like them. So I'm just grateful, but hats off to all those mamas and daddies who have made it happen, and to the educators. You guys, I mean, I hear that they're knocking on doors, finding these children. If they haven't heard from them, they are doing home visits to find out where these children are, to make sure that they are staying on the right path. We've got two callers, you guys. Let's go to the phone line.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we got two callers. All right. Harry, how are you? Harry, are you there?
I kind of am curious about why people are worried about the children, at this point, and I'm kind of afraid that it's just really because of the babysitting service that school provides. And the reason I say that is because I live in Detroit, Michigan, and for the last 10 years, the DPS has been ranked like last in the nation, the worst school system in the country, according to INSTEP test results, and that's been over the last decade. And I haven't heard one word about that. So, the rush to send them back to a school system that is causing it to be a 47% illiteracy rate in the city of Detroit, I really don't understand. It seems kind of fake to me, because if you were worried about your kid getting an education, you would have spoken up a long time ago with what they're trying to give us and call it education. You would have spoke up about the right to literacy case that the children from Detroit had to file, and to try to get the state of Michigan to say that children have a right to literacy, and the state fought it all the way up to the Supreme or the appeals court, state appeals court. So I'm just saying, the only thing that's different now is the babysitting aspect of it, and now people up in arms, and I think that's a little disingenuous. And I want to, I challenge my fellow Detroiters to give a damn about these kids.
Yes,
Wow.
Harry. Well, point well taken. I did not know that that's where the school system was ranked in Detroit. Thank you for that education on the educational system there. Chrisette, you live in the city. Did you want to speak to that?
Right. I will say this, that I'm sure that you can find in every metropolitan city that, all school districts are not created equal. I will absolutely say that there are a lot of schools that leave a lot to be desired. But I will say that I am a product of the Detroit public school system, and I went to, matriculated through high school, Renaissance High School, and it was one of the best educations. I had my two children, they went to a Detroit public high school, Detroit public education. And then when we moved to the suburbs, and, they thought, they're going to be far behind because they, went to Detroit public schools. And my children showed them that Detroit has some great public schools. They did extremely well in the suburbs, and they were able to keep up. They didn't have to stay after school. So I think that I would not paint all of the schools in the Detroit metropolitan area with a broad paintbrush, because while there are some, absolutely, they need to be called out on the carpet. I think that there are those that are doing a great job in educating our children.
All right. Appreciate the perspective. Let's go to Harry let's go to Erica right quick, and then we'll go to break. Hi, Erica. Thank you for calling 9:10 a.m. to Superstation. We got issues. We're talking education and our children during COVID.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, so I'm going to start this out with I'm currently hiding from my children. So I'm trying to get it before they find me.
Okay. I hear you.
Yeah, I stay-at-home mom of a 5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old, 2 boys, precious kids, and they were in Montessori school before all this happened last year, and we had to pull them out because of everything. So I've been home with them 24/7, teaching, tutoring, and everything. And it's been a rough year, that's for sure. But through all of this, all I can really say is how appreciative I am of my husband, who is the provider for the family, and he really works hard so that I can take care of the kids and keep them home. We are putting them back in school in the next couple of weeks because we had the vaccine finally.
Okay.
So that's really changed our mind, putting them back into school. But this whole year, it's really been tough. And but what I've really learned is how appreciative I am of my husband, and also of other people. Like when you, I'm appreciative of working moms. I'm appreciative of stay-at-home moms, and I'm really appreciative of moms that teach their kids at home.
Right.
That homeschool their kids.
Yeah.
And that's something I can never understand, but it's been so hard.
Right. And some have the patience and the gift for it and absolutely love it. My girlfriend, she has 7 children. And when I tell you she homeschools all those babies and has loved every minute of it. And some people are like, oh no, that's not for me. You've been an amazing voice to hear. Thank you for your perspective. We got to go to break. Thank you for calling in. Join us 9:10 a.m. the Superstation. We'll be right back. Make sure you call us at 313-778-7600. I'm your host, Sabrina Goodwin Monday.
You guys, it's Gloria. Let me make sure that you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me on Facebook? Can you guys hear me on Facebook? We're always trying to figure out how we get this absolutely right. I think you guys can hear me. Carolyn, can you say, yes, Gloria, we hear you. We hear you on Facebook. Oh my gosh, you guys, what an important topic that we're talking about today. It has made such a big difference for so many people. And how about that last caller? Did you hear that last caller talking about how hard it has been? It has been so hard and so scary for some of the teachers and for the parents that have been home. I remember one woman who I was working with when all of this went down, and all of a sudden she had a 13-year-old that had to be at home with her, and she was afraid that she was going to fall behind. Was she going to be able to continue to work? Was she going to be able to stay on top of her teenage daughter? Because not only is the education is important, but the motivation for the child to get educated now falls on the parent as well as the discipline and everything that has to happen. So it has been a lot. And then the caller that just called in, a 3-year-old, and a 2.5-year-old, and a 5-year-old. I mean, can you even imagine? Even to make a phone call, she had to sneak in and say, I got to get away just to make a phone call. That's how it is all day, all the time. So important, so important. You guys, here's what I want to tell you. We sometimes have to be the light in the room for people who are having a hard time. We have to be the light for saying to the teachers, to the principals, to the mothers, to the fathers, to the children, you are doing a great job. You have pivoted, and it's not going to be like this always. However, we do know on We Got Issues that we're never going to go back to the exact same way that we were. We always will have some more coming at us. So that's very exciting. You guys, don't forget to do us a big favor. We love getting questions in Facebook. Think about some questions you might want to ask the principal when she comes on. Just type it in there and we'll say your name and give you the question as well. And then you might know somebody who could really help us. So we're very excited. Oh my gosh. On Facebook, there's the principal. It's super exciting, you guys. This is going to be so good. Oh, okay, so we're still on commercial. You don't have to listen. This is, when I tell you, you will become a multi-talented person when you push yourself to a limit that you're not familiar with, like we are doing right now. So I'm so glad that you guys are hanging with us, and we're getting ready to go back. We're getting ready to go back and hear the rest of this program. Also, let me just tell you guys, don't forget,
We're back with the Force of Friendship, 9:10 a.m. the Superstation. And we have our guest, Principal Lynnette Dixon out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. She's doing amazing work, you guys. She's doing amazing work. She is our shero, the many sheroes and heroes who are out there. Lynnette, welcome to the Force of Friendship. We Got Issues.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. And as you see, this technology world had me stuck for a second. So I truly understand how the families are feeling out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Lynnette, tell us a little bit about your journey in education, how you got started, why you're so passionate, and then we're going to get into the classroom in COVID.
So I'm a product of Tulsa Public Schools. I've worked for Tulsa Public Schools for over 33 years, and I went to Langston University. I've been a classroom teacher, and I've been a principal at 3 different elementary schools.
Excellent, excellent. What keeps you going, Lynnette? I know that honestly, educators they're unsung heroes, and we want to just publicly thank you for all that you do because we know it's so much more than the classroom. What has been your greatest obstacle during this time, leading a school, keeping the staff encouraged, and keeping those young people embraced with their keeping them embracing education during this tough time?
I think one of my biggest obstacles was just releasing control, because there were a lot of things out of my control during COVID. When I have the babies on campus, I'm able to keep them safe. I'm able to communicate closely with families. And it was really difficult in the beginning connecting with all families. During this COVID deal, when traditionally we had attendance as high as 96 or 98% daily, we were having to reach out and find students. And when addresses have changed and phone numbers have changed and we had no way of updating information, kids were just out there and we weren't able to connect with families.
Wow, wow, wow. So tell us about those tools. I mean, did you guys literally knock on their door when you're looking for those children?
Oh, yes.
What is that process?
So yeah, we did home visit. We knocked on every door for students that were not joining our Zoom lessons. So if we could not find them, we went out in search of families. There were some scary dogs out there that we ran up on sometimes, and just going to homes where children have moved, knocking on doors, leaving notes on doors. Sometimes children will be left at home alone, and that's a scary situation as well.
Wow, 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 wow. Gloria Crissette.
So we were just not knocking on. We were knocking on doors and also providing technology. So some of our families did not have hotspots. So we were able to go out and provide hotspots to families. We were trying to locate families through Zoom. We tried to locate families through Class Dojo or any of the technology systems that we had available as well.
Class Dojo. What is Class Dojo? Right quick. I'm intrigued.
So Class Dojo is a tool that you communicate back and forth with parents, and it does provide Spanish as well, so that you send a message out and parents are able to send messages back to you.
Excellent, excellent. Gloria.
Yeah, you know what? I was so intrigued by what you said, Principal Dixon, because you said something that I think we've underestimated, which was the safety of the children. How much the educational system causes not only a safe place mentally, safe place physically, safe place financially. I mean, it's a safe place for the parents. I just didn't even think about that as much as I did when you said that the educational programs across the nation provide safety for the kids as well as the education for the kids. My mother was a teacher in the Detroit school system. And when I tell you, she was a passionate teacher in the school system. I mean, she loved it. Loved it. Then my older sister was a teacher in the school system. So I'm really understanding how the passion carries on even when the challenges are happening. But at a principal level, having been a teacher, having been an administrator, you're handling the teacher, the parents, the administration, the school, the building, the safety, the community, the police. I mean, it just seems like it goes on and on and on. What did you feel you needed to do to help you stay focused on what was so important when so much was coming at you at the same time and changing? The news changed every hour.
Yeah, so safety was always at the top. That was my top priority: safety for students, safety for staff, even though students were not on campus, ensuring that they were safe at home, even if they were left at home alone. How can we close the gaps that are missing now? Because we're counselors during the day, we're providing food during the day, clothing, self-care. So we did assemblies, online assemblies, to keep connected with families daily so that families would know that we're still here, although we're not connected in person. So safety was a top priority, ensuring that our teachers were safe. The mental health of all of the folks in our school community was being focused on as well.
Right. Very
Lynnette,
good.
I have a question. Going forward, I'm sure this virtual world has taught us so much. What are some of the lessons that you think, as a principal, you have learned from being in this virtual environment, from the standpoint of, do you know, are there children that have thrived in this virtual world? Because I know that, there were parents that were homeschooling prior to, and maybe for them, it wasn't as difficult an adjustment because they were used to being at home with their kids. But what are some of the things, going forward, when we come out of COVID, do we say, let's totally shut down virtual because there is no need for it? Or did you guys find that, wow, this is yet another tool that we can use? So what are some of the pros that came out of learning what this virtual world can offer?
So one of the things at the top would be that we don't always have to meet in person, that when children are out, I heard you talking about perfect attendance. You can still have perfect attendance even if you're ill. You can join a teacher by a Zoom lesson. If you're have a broken arm or I can't come to school, you can still get credit for doing that work. We're able to have meetings without gathering in one large place because we can connect anywhere. You guys are all over the country and we're still communicating and being able to get the message out. So that would be key for parents that are unable to come to a parent meeting. We could have this Zoom meeting. And moving forward, those are the kinds of things that we will do to keep parents connected. They can meet with us on the phone, on their jobs, or whenever.
Excellent.
Lynnette, one other question I had, they were saying today that 30% of Americans are without great broadband with. What are some of the things that as teachers you guys have been advocating for so that no child is left behind? Because we know that, we talked about it yesterday, the digital divide. There are those that don't have a good enough connection, or they don't have a laptop to be able to join in the classroom. What are some of the things that you guys have been advocating for?
So in my district, there was no problem. There was technology available for every student. And we actually did a rollout of additional technology so every student could have brand new technology. The internet, the hotspots were available and we were delivering those. So in large districts, yes, they have tons of funding and the money has come in through COVID. So we haven't had an issue with not being able to provide the services through technology, but we were even thinking outside of the box when those hotspots were not available. We did find space on campus for students so that we were always connecting with them. We did Care and Connect so that families could drop off students and kids were still being able to get the supports.
Wonderful,
Awesome.
wonderful, wonderful. I'm just so appreciative of you. The school districts have done a good job despite of. I know a lot of people are saying we could do better, we could do better. And I think during this pandemic, we've all had to do the best that we could. We are faced with a situation we've never been faced with before. And so finding the solutions, not being in the problem. And so I know, Lynnette, that you are a problem solver. That's just who you are. You are going to find the answer for those babies. And that's why I love how you operate. Let's go to the phone lines, you guys. Let's go to the phone lines. If you have a question, make sure you call us. We want to hear from you. Call us at 313-778-7600. Chrisette, are you on the line? We have another Chrisette on the line. Chrisette, are you there? Hi, how are you? We're great.
you guys know what's in plans for students so they can get, some extra learning in the summertime because I do notice I feel like a difference in the children when they're actually in person. So I know a lot of kids are probably going to fall behind. And I just want to know, do you guys know if any plans to, catch the kids up if they have missed anything? Sometimes our children, our African American children, they lack in general, and I think I think it's important that they will be able to get something maybe in the summer, or just kind of want to get you guys' thoughts on that. I would say reach out to your local district, your school district, and they.
Yeah, Lynnette. Thank you, Chrisette, so much for calling. Thank you so much. Did you have another question, Chrisette, or did it answer your question?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for calling us. We're here every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Lynnette, I wanted to ask that question because I know there's a big concern of parents feeling that their children, of course, in this season, just didn't get what they needed. And so now we're coming upon the end of a school year. If they're feeling that their child is behind, what is the testing going to be like? If they want to keep their child back a year, tell us what the school's position is on that.
Lynnette, can you take yourself off mute on the StreamYard? Lynnette, can you hear me? Lynnette, excuse me.
Hold on, Lynnette.
1 second, Lynnette.
Go ahead, Gloria.
She's muted on StreamYard. Lynnette, can you see your mute on StreamYard? If you can hit the unmute so they can hear you. That's okay. Oh.
No, she took herself away.
Okay.
Okay, come back, Lynnette. Come back.
Okay, we got on the StreamYard. Okay.
Okay, go ahead and talk, Lynnette. If you can unmute yourself.
So just keep talking for the radio.
Keep talking. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. And so if you unmuted yourself, I think that was important that you guys are not planning to hold any child back because of this year of COVID. There are some plans in place. So talk a little bit about that and how I like the name of that program. You called it something. What's the name of the program to catch children up? Excellent.
Lynnette,
awesome,
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question, Lynnette. Did you guys have anything, or what do you suggest? Like, for instance, we're concerned about the children getting on Zoom and being able to learn virtually, but did you guys have any kind of programs for parents? Because, we just assumed that the adults, in the house knew how to connect their children and then get them, engaged. But many parents, I know that I've had to learn a lot during the pandemic. And so I can only imagine some of the parents that have been very frustrated because they weren't tech savvy. So what are some of the things you did to help the parents?
allowed families on campus in small groups, so families were able to come up and get additional supports. We also did videos for families. We had lessons where we walked them through exactly how.
Awesome. Well, you're a popular guest, Lynnette. We've got Johnny, Michelle, and Greg waiting to ask a question. We'll go to the phone lines. Keep calling in 313-778-7600. Classroom and COVID. Johnny, are you there? Hello, Johnny. Hi, how are you, Johnny?
Tony G. I don't know where Johnny came from.
Okay, Tony G. Our producer said Johnny, so Tony G, I got you. Go ahead, Tony G. Talk to us. Talk to us, Tony.
First of all, Principal Lynnette, I want to commend you because listening to you, I hear the passion that you have for these kids.
Yes.
And one of the things that going door to door is not easy, it is not safe. So I want to commend you. But one of the things I want to ask, and I think someone kind of asked the question a few minutes ago, kind of stole my thunder. Do you see more participation with parents now as compared to in the past?
We traditionally had high parental involvement because we always focused on the family and the students' needs. However, as far as parents being able to support the students, most definitely, because the work has been on the families, and we applaud the families for the work that they did. Just all of a sudden, now I'm the teacher. I'm responsible for providing them an environment conducive to learning. So, yes, we do have more engagement at a higher level and at a more meaningful level. So, yes, more parents are definitely engaged because they've been responsible for doing a lot of the hard work and the heavy lifting.
Thank you.
All right, Tony G. Tony G, thank you for.
One thing I want to say, Principal Lynnette, you sound like a student yourself, so keep doing what you're doing.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony G. Thank you for calling the Force of Friendship. We got issues with Sabrina, Chrisette, Gloria, and Katrina. All right, we've got Michelle on the line. Welcome, Michelle.
Hello, Sabrina.
Hi.
Hi.
That's my cousin, y'all. That's my cousin.
Hey, Michelle.
And I also would like to say hey to Lynn. Hello. Thank you for the work that you do. But also, I offer this to my 87-year-old mother, Joanne Guilford, who was such a help to you and a help to all of us, of course. But as a manner, and I'm in the Atlanta area, I can see how this pandemic has been an effect. My daughter works from home. She has 4 children, the oldest being 11. She has a 6-year-old in kindergarten, then a 2-year-old at home, and a 5-month-old. And she works from home. And it's been quite challenging to look at. I'm like Sabrina. Ain't nothing I can do for you when they, have to give these answers from school. And sometimes my grandson will come and ask you a question, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. But, the hardest thing is just like Lynn, you were saying, is, I give you kudos, but, also, how do you teach a kindergartner to learn from home? You know what I'm saying? To do their work, because my grandchildren go to school, okay? And they have gone to school and since the pandemic started, because, it's just hard with the 4 children. And I do see that, but now my grandson is at home. So my question to you is, how do
you finagle the differences of, a kindergartner with their first year learning to do work, from home. One of the first things, the first group of students that did come back in my district were the younger students. We know that the students did not have the support and training on computers like the other students did, so we brought them back in groups. And I know it's difficult, and again, I love your mother. She's blessed me so much with so much information. She is definitely my mentor. I too have 5 grandbabies that are at home. Were at home during this transition system with COVID, and it's a difficult situation when you're trying to teach a 4-year-old just to be in front of a computer. Parents were so amazing, sitting side by side with the babies, and yes, most of the families could not do that for the working families. But those that were able to do it, we were able to see the families sitting, guiding and supporting. A lot of times we were online for 5 hours of the day where parents could pop in and pop out. Again, the videos that we recorded were available for the family. So it's a difficult situation in trying to manage the children, keeping them in different rooms and keeping the internet going if you just had one hotspot. So, it takes planning, and hopefully we'll get through this COVID and be able to all be back in person really soon.
Absolutely. That's the prayer. That is the prayer. Thanks. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks for calling. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. Excellent. Greg, are you still there? We'll go to our next caller. Greg, are you there? Just hung up. Okay. All right. We thank you guys for your patience. Call into 313-778-7600. Do we have any Facebook comments that we can address? Gloria, what do we have out there?
Okay. Millicent had Millicent had a great comment. She said, what about Millicent Scott? I loved her comment. She said, what about the socialization factor? Principals, I want you, Lynnette, would you please speak to that? Because not only is the education factor, but you know how they used to go to plays and sports and arts and music. What are people to do right now if they feel that the socialization is also a very difficult part? What kind of advice have you given to parents to handle that?
Continue to have was a morning assembly where our parents were able to join a morning assembly link where our cameras are on, that children would still see the teachers. We would have SEL each morning from 7:30 to 8. So we would do activities with students. Sports were still going on in Oklahoma, so there were still sports activities available for older children. The families are able to reach out like to the Y and other places like that to get their children, to keep kids connected. And again, we can get out. We can participate. We just have to wear our masks, socially distance, and wash our hands. Mm-hmm. If we're doing that, we can all still communicate and be connected with each other, because relationships are key. Relationships are definitely important and key to success, the success of children and families.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Let's go to the phone lines. I believe we have Greg back. Greg, are you there? Oh my goodness, you guys are playing games with me. I get a text saying we didn't lose Greg. He's there. Now he's gone. Okay, excellent. All right, Gloria, we'll go back to our Facebook viewers. I know they have there's a lot of chatter out there. What do you have?
I love this comment. Let's talk about this for a
You're
little
muted,
bit.
Gloria. You're muted.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, technology today.
We're having a blast tonight. We get to do technology. Okay, so Lola's Lannister White says, I actually enjoyed helping my daughter with online learning, and it was different for us. So I would love to hear the principals comment about those who learned how to do homeschooling. You know, there's so many people who never even considered homeschooling. And when Sabrina was starting us off, she was like, that works great for some, doesn't work for others. Me being dyslexic, it was very challenging for me. But can you talk about how that has opened up people's eyes with the homeschooling?
I chose to come back in person, but there were a few families that decided that online was better for them because it gave them the flexibility to spend more time with their children or decide on what time is best for their children to be educated. So for families that are tech savvy and have the time and space and opportunities to educate children, education can be done in any place. And we're seeing that now, and it can be great as well. And it also gives families more time with children. When we were having children on our campus from anywhere from 6:45 in the morning to after school tutoring, ending about 4:30, families getting home 5:30, 6 o'clock. There was not a lot of opportunities for families to really have meaningful conversations or relationships. So if families are deciding to spend more time with each other, that time is important and we can never get time back.
True, true. So Lynnette, let me ask you this. As a parent of small children, what are some of the best things that they can do to support their children? We know sometimes, smaller elementary school children, sometimes, it just depends on how they wake up. They may wake up, they may be whiny. They don't want to get on. And sometimes the parents might feel like, oh my God, how do I handle this? So if the child has a meltdown and it's just not a good day for them to get on virtually, what are some of the main things that you would encourage parents to do? Is it making sure that they have a book that they're reading, flashcards to do math? What are your top 3 things that you would encourage parents to do to supplement what they're getting online?
Being patient, that's the number one thing, being patient. Knowing that learning happens everywhere. Learning does not just happen in the school. Learning can happen in the kitchen. Learning is happening throughout the day with children. So patience is one. We can go old school with the flashcards. Reading a book, having conversations with babies, listening to children. So those are keys to success. Those are the keys that I see.
Excellent,
That's awesome.
excellent. Patience, yeah, patience. And you know what? I love that you said, Lynnette, and that's just a reminder that learning takes place everywhere. In the kitchen, when you're cooking something and you're using a measuring cup. I mean, I can just imagine how many great lessons that our children can learn even during this pandemic. So that's just a reminder. The first thing is absolutely patience. And I love how you said 2 listens. Patience is so important when you're dealing with little ones. Thank you, Lynnette.
Lynnette, I have a question. Gloria, did you have a comment or something? You look like you were going to say something. Go ahead.
So, my technology here. You might have this question, Sabrina, but I know for a fact that once schools open up, Lynnette, and things start flowing, just like all the women out here in other professions, the women in the teaching profession are going to do some reevaluating. You had to evaluate when it was time for you to leave the classroom and go into administration. I know some people really get tired because they love to be with the children at every moment and they love the administration part. What caused you to make the change from the classroom to the administration at that high level that you are operating at now? And do you think teachers in the profession of education, as well as the administrators in the education, will be evaluating how they can change or improve or, just their choices of education now that they've been at home, they've seen so many different things? What do you think is going to happen in that arena?
think there'll be a lot of changes coming out of COVID. One of the reasons that I went into administration was that I wanted to impact more than just my classroom. I wanted to impact more students. And it's sad to say, I am leaving the district at this time. I've made a decision to retire after 33 years. I love what I do, and there's something out here in the future for me. I love this television show. This radio show. It's amazing. And I'm like, this is really cool. Maybe this is something I could do also.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Reevaluating, because, again, time is important. We cannot get that back. And we see with the deaths that's been happening around us at a large number, people are reevaluating what is important. Family is important. Relationships are important. And teachers and educators work from sun up to sundown. It didn't stop from the Zoom lessons. Teachers were creating lessons all night long, back online first thing in the morning. It wasn't that we were on there an hour. They have been on there all day.
Right.
Now they're working in person and serving kids in the distance world. So, yeah, people are going to be reevaluating, and folks out there need to know that we do an important job daily, and it's from the heart.
Absolutely. Well, Lynnette, oh my goodness, you know what? Your gifts will make room for you. The guy said that he thought you sound so young. We can't even believe that you've been in education for 33 years. And now you're going to do, you've paid your dues, you've made a difference, and now you're going on somewhere else. You've been an incredible guest. You're an official member of the Girlfriends, okay? You are part of the crew. Yes, Lynnette, you were awesome. So to our tribe, thank you for joining the 9:10 a.m. Superstation. Our hour went so fast. I am headed to Dallas tomorrow. My husband is coaching the Olympic trials. We are going out there to make a difference in that world. And so I will miss you guys the next 2 days. I'll be at the Olympic wrestling trials with Kenny as we are building Olympians. And so, girlfriends, I know it's going to be juicy the next couple of days. I'll see you guys on Monday. Chrisette, Gloria, Katrina, to all of our tribe, thank you for joining 9:10 a.m. the Superstation, WFDF. We're positive, powerful, purposeful, not Pollyannish. We're love, light, laughter, and lessons. We'll see you soon. Take care. Ciao.
Thank you, Lynnette.
Thank you, Lynnette.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Awesome. It was a great show. Thank you so much.
Woo, you guys, thank you for hanging with us on Facebook through all the technology. We absolutely love your energy. We love the fact that you were putting things in the comments. We love the new friends who have joined us on our Facebook page.
Yes.
It's really exciting, right?
Right.
So much going on. You got this, you got this, you got this, you got a light here, you got a light over there. Oh my gosh, I got notes. You guys, a radio show is no joke. We thank each of you for your patience. We thank our guest speaker, Lynnette Dixon. You guys, keep bringing us the topics. We want to know what you care about. We want to bring special guest speakers on. Like Gloria said, we make the world better together. Nominate your doggone self if you want to be a guest. If you got something to say, we believe that God placed this microphone in our hands to make a difference, not only for our communities where we live, but communities around the world. We're better together. So this is a great topic. It's a great topic.
Absolutely.
Powerful. Very powerful. You guys, we'll see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock from 6 to 7. Share with your friends. We're looking forward to us. Join us on the social media. We'll tell you about the topic, and it will be live. It will be fire. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
See you guys.